Holy moly. Can you believe this light, our light sources? We're going to talk about ERCOT here in Texas already had a please conserve your energy kind of day earlier this week, and we were only 80 degrees outside. Are we in danger? We're going to talk about all our sources of light here that we may need and some things you might want to add to your preps just in case we run into weather type situations or an ERCOT power grid shutdown again. Stay tuned. Okay guys, just wanted to show you our sources of light there at the beginning so you get a good idea of some things that you might need, but we're going to zoom in a little closer at some of them and give you some of the details and why we chose them. So first off, I'm going to go with this Emergency Essentials. This is a 115-hour candle. We are keeping this in our pantry just in case we have to use it. This is no different than your emergency candles, although it will last longer and it will burn cleaner, and you won't have a wax messy area as it's burning. So these are two of our faves. These are old standbys that we have plenty of. Next, what I added to my preps here recently is a 6-inch safety light. This is one of those little green neon sticks, and this will burn 12 hours once you activate it. So these were very reasonably priced. You can go out and find them on Amazon or anywhere actually. Academy, Sporting Goods, any sporting goods store is going to have these. I would encourage you to get a big pack of these. These are not just good for if your electricity goes out in your home, but these are good to put in your hiking packs in case you get lost and you need to flag someone down. So you might want to go ahead and add a couple of these. So this light we bought at Northern Tool, very cheap, very reasonably priced. What I like about this is it has a light here and it has a light here that will shine out if we're walking somewhere, and then one that is more geared toward a certain spot, more focused. This is a Black & Decker. Oh, this is battery operated. This is a Black & Decker rechargeable. I won this at a work Christmas party many years ago. I keep it on the charger at all times. It works great still, and this is how this also works if you're walking and you need a bigger scope of your path. It has a low and it has a high. I really like this one too. I used this one last year, guys, during a thunderstorm when our electricity went off. It's just like a regular lantern, but it runs on D batteries. We do have some conventional lanterns that run on fuel, so we will break those out if we have to, but we like to use those outside because I don't like to bring that stuff in the house if it's combustible. This is a trusty oil lamp. We have the smokeless oil that goes in these. You want to make sure that you have plenty of oil and plenty of wick material on hand if you're going to use these. I have probably about 5 or 6 of these all over the house. Push comes to shove, we can light these up, and they will give us great lighting in the evening time in case that the electricity is off or we lose our batteries or we lose our electricity. This is another one that I recently bought. I got my grandson some of these. His Christmas was camping gear, so he got a couple of these, he got a tent, and he got some sleeping bags. But I really like this. This is battery operated. You just pull up on it, quite bright. So we use this walking outside in the barn or just walking outside in general during the evening time. Next, a couple of things you want to consider are headlamps. I invested in some headlamps. Again, guys, these are all very reasonably priced, and this is if we have to be outside working in the dark, in the greenhouse, in the high tunnel, in the garden. These are all very good sources of light, so I keep these on hand along with batteries. And then I got my husband this just a couple of months ago because we have a very large barn, and he struggles sometimes to find what he's looking for. And this one, I'm not going to aim it at the camera, you hit and it's got a one single bright light. You hit it again and it goes to the 2 lights. You hit it again, all 3 lights, and then of course you have your tactical flashing light. he really likes this. I like it too when I need him to go find something. So this was a good investment. And then we have our flashlights. I bought these off Amazon a couple of years ago. This is great. This is a tactical light. You can use it to zero in. It creates a square, or you can bring it out and then you can hit it again, and you also have a tactical light here. So a couple of other things that I've added to our preps, and you want to do this too because it's off season for winter time, is I got a whole box of hand warmers. These were used by my daughter and them, if you recall, when they had to come out here in the middle of February during that storm to get their hands warmed up, and they just really had great praises for these. So I went ahead and bought a whole box of these. I'll buy a couple more. Again, it's off season right now, so if you want to go out and get these while they're still in stock, and you want to get them while the price is still reasonable, because the prices were fluctuating quite high back during the middle of that storm when people were really looking for these. So hand warmers, get you some hand warmers. Bathing wipes. I did get these off Amazon, I believe. We got a whole case of these bathing wipes because you may remember that along with electricity, many people lost water. We did not lose our electricity, but we did lose water. And these bathing wipes, my daughter and son-in-law used, because they did go home a little bit before they were able to have their water running due to busted hot water heaters. And they raved about these and said these were brilliant. They really enjoyed them. It made them feel fresh. It made them feel clean, made them feel comfortable. My son-in-law did have to go into work, so these came in handy. These are very reasonably priced too. So these are the bathing wipes, rinse-free, for clean, fresh, and moisturized skin that's pH balanced, and it's fragrance and alcohol free. So those of you who are sensitive with your smell, this is what you want to try to find. Another thing that we have is emergency water. These are foil packets of water. I have a whole case of these. These have about a 5 to 6 year shelf life. We have got these tucked aside, but I also have some in my truck so that I have them in case I need them. They store very easily and will last a long time. You might look at getting some of these. I got these at Emergency Essentials, or beprepared.com is their website. And then in case we have to start a fire for any reason outside, this is for outside, let me repeat, it's for outside. For any reason, and the wood is wet and you're having a hard time getting it lit, I found these handy dandy little magnesium packets that you can use, and these are emergency fire starters. You might want to look at some of these. But another thing you want to think about is I save all the lint from my dryer and I put it in a big Ziploc bag, and that is brilliant for helping you to start fires as well, as long as it's dry. You can throw some cotton balls in there with a little bit of isopropyl alcohol on them, and that will help you get it started too. So I wanted to do a quick video, as quick as I could, to let you guys know that ERCOT this past week, sent out a notification asking people to conserve electricity. They are saying it's because they had scheduled maintenance and the temperatures got warmer than they thought, and so the pull on the grid was more than they thought it would be. I'm not sure if I believe that or not, because there have been some other news stories that came out that ERCOT was showing some concern for the usage. I don't know what's going on. I've lived in Texas most of my life, and so I've never experienced anything like that winter storm that we had back in February, and certainly have never experienced any kind of electrical outage that was sustained like we saw back in the middle of February. So is ERCOT doing updates to the grid and update to the equipment and update and doing their maintenance to ensure that this doesn't happen to us again? It very well could be. But we are now going into the summer months, where here in Texas it's not unusual for us to be in the upper 90s or 100-degree temps. That's pretty brutal. A couple of other things that we have to be prepared is our generator, and our generator is dual fuel. It is run on gasoline or propane, so we are stocking up on our propane again, and we are making sure that we have plenty of gasoline to run that in the event that we have to keep our food fresh, or a window unit in one of our bedrooms to stay cool, because 90 to 100 degrees is a little bit too much, especially with the humidity here. So you might want to start looking into some generators, and again, start buying now while you can before the winter season arrives back on us, and it's much closer than you think. It's not very far away. So please, I hope all of this helps you. You can see what your options are out there for light, and you can start buying now, and you can start preparing for the summer months and for the winter months now. Be sure and buy out of season so that you get a good price and it's sure to be in stock. Take care. God bless. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll be in touch. Show you what's going on in that high tunnel.